I believe that most executives have tremendous untapped potential that is clamoring to get out. In this session, I'm going to show you how you and your executive team can create a remarkable shift in performance in just a matter of months by mastering what it means to be a high-performance executive team. If you're the kind of leader who thinks your executive team is already extraordinary, you'll love this because you have a great foundation to build on to create an even better performing team. Or maybe you think your team is strong some days or has some superstars, but if you're really honest, you see that they're not pushing the envelope of possibility. If so, you'll love this because we'll show you how by making a few tweaks you can jumpstart their performance to a level that you never even dreamed possible. Or perhaps you know you have some issues on your executive team. Perhaps some compensate issues, or maybe some people who have some emotional intelligence gaps, and they cause some breakdowns in what optimal performance could otherwise be. If that's the case, stick tight because I'll give you some ideas to get that pattern turned around so you can have that aligned and passionate team that you need to achieve elite performance. As most banks make a valiant effort to develop their executive team, it seems that they run into some of the same issues. They have some emotional intelligence issues. Some people who don't think things through from a strategic standpoint before they start running with knives and leaving a mess to clean up for others, while others may overthink and hold the whole team back from productive action that would create results. Maybe some who are defensive, still others who have a strong need to be right and don't listen to what others have to say, or perhaps others with too much or too little ego. Or maybe your team is not equipped to have crucial conversations, so they don't work through the issues and bring those to resolve. Or maybe they don't understand both the how and the why of authentic communication, so passive-aggressive behaviors show up. Some even still have silos where each person thinks that they're responsible for their department and haven't yet figured out that being on the executive team means you're responsible for everything in your organization. They put in a new incentive program, set goals, and hope that works, but it never does much or lasts very long. If you've had any or all of these, know that it is normal, but it doesn't diminish the fact that it is keeping you from getting to and staying in the highest level performance. I'm going to give you 3 steps that will help you get your team unstuck to perform at an even higher level of being so that you can get your results easier. Step 1. Start by identifying your biggest issue in how your executive team operates. Even the highest performing organizations have the next identified gap. There is always the next level. Is it that they don't think strategically enough, or that they don't execute as well as they could, that they don't each own the results of the organization and create silos? Or is it that they don't have the skills to work through conflict while keeping the relationships intact so problems compound? Or is it that there are some patterns for several of the individuals that are not serving them well? Or maybe, if you're honest, those patterns are within you. Who doesn't have patterns that get in the way of the next level? Step 2. In contrast to most executive development training that's kind of cookie cutter info on how to understand the numbers or how to understand your personality profile, which is interesting but doesn't change much, create an actionable development plan for each person on your executive team each year. In other words, each executive should have a plan each year that will radically improve their performance. This plan should be a get to, not a have to. Unlike so many executive development programs out there, make sure it addresses what is proven to improve an executive, specific education on that person's emotional intelligence scores, and what to do about each to bring their awareness to blind spots, how to truly lead a great culture, how to lead a team with extreme authentic communication that is compassionate but straightforward, living out of an abundance mindset, how to live your word, what being at cause really means, and how to deepen relationship and trust with each other executive team member and board members, to name a few of the things that make a good executive great. And step 3. In contrast to traditional performance reviews, make sure that every executive has a quarterly review that aligns them not only with performance, but also with the behaviors that align to the values of your organization so that new and better performance breakthrough plans are constantly updated while progress is celebrated. So 3 steps. 1, assess the real issues. 2, invest in each person with effective executive development programs, the few that address ways of being, not just learning and doing. And 3, build your alignment system so there is continual education and celebration tied to feedback. By elevating the ways of being of your executive team, you equip them to figure out all the rest and have the confidence to work through the rough spots when they come along and commit to even better performance. Make sure you tune in next time where I'll show you how to address emotional intelligence gaps in your executive team to crank up results in just a few weeks.